Monday is not a fun day, and Tuesday another blues day. Wednesday's getting better, Thursday doesn't matter, and Friday is the last day. And then it's W-E-E-K-E-N-D, it's weekend. W-E-E-K-E-N-D, it's weekend. W-E-E-K-E-N-D, it's weekend. W-E-E-K-E-N-D, it's weekend.
Welcome, everybody. What's up? It is W-E-E-K-E-N-D. And this is your voice in English here in Catalonia, Barcelona. Hey, everybody. It's the Club with Lucas here on RCE 106.9. What's up? But I am not alone in the studio. Pol Miro. He's a triple threat, you guys, actually. As I sink in my seat. What the hell? Yeah, I'm not kidding, actually. Director, musician, photographer, singer, songwriter. I just did 5 things, right? Yeah, man. He's not a triple threat, folks. He's a quintuple threat. In fact, one of his latest pieces, is actually streaming on Film. And we're going to get to that just a little bit later. And he doesn't know this yet, but he's going to be singing a cappella on the show.
Oh, yeah, no way.
Oh, hell to the yeah. We're going to do it together. We're going to sing some Whitney motherfucking Houston. Now, everybody, thank you for joining us here on the R to the C to the E 106.9 FM. And I want to get to a few things because we've got some news that I want to break up in here as well. In fact, I think my Sir Miro is actually going to probably joining with his opinion, and I like that. You can also, I want to make mention of this, you can find Pol Miro's music and the music of his band, the Blues Gamblers, anywhere where good music is streamed, my loves. And of course, we want you to support local artists, and this is why we have them and represent them up in here. You can also follow my ass at the Club with Lucas on IG, as it sounds, and on TwitX, whatever you want to call it, at the Club W Lucas. Plus 106.9 FM all over Catalonia, RCE.cat, and on your peepholes, you can catch this at YouTube at RCE 106.9 FM. So much to serve up. Let's get pitter-patter. Let's get at her. You already know that I'm always looking up for new tunes and fresh stuff that they don't really play up in here on BCN and CAT. But I do. And this young whippersnapper has just released an EP as well named Leonora. And she hails from Beyond the Pond, love. But I really, really like what this track has to say, the beat, and this woman in general. Her EP is rocking, and this is for Max. You know who you are, and you are loved. Okay, Leonora, we'll be right back with a little bit of news roundup in English, folks.
Have you in my life? When I got the news that you were by his side, I was a little confused, took some getting used to, but when we finally met, could see that it was right. We're connected by something we both loved, share the pain, there is something we both lost. We're so different, I don't think it's enough to keep us close. so I keep my distance. I need to breathe every time that you text me. Oh, I feel like a child, and now I see there's no need to feel guilty. I don't owe you a thing. Fake communication, there's something in your tone. I don't want conversation, we're better off on our own. What a situation, we're too afraid to say. Oh yeah, we're not okay, and that's okay. Oh, and that's okay. Oh, hearing your voice makes me lose my cool. The simplest things, they can still affect my mood. I know that it's over, I got nothing left to prove, but somehow you keep me down, although I'm far away from you. We're connected by something we both loved. Share the pain, there is something we both lost. We're so different, I don't think it's enough to keep us close, so I keep my distance. I need to breathe every time that you text me. Oh, I feel like a child, and now I see there's no need to feel guilty. I don't owe you a thing. Fair communication, there's something in your tone. I don't want conversation, we're better off on our own. What a situation, we're too afraid to say. We're not okay, and that's okay.
Epa, yeah, exactly. Look her up, Leonora. It's not just a name anymore. She's a girl in the music game. Let's talk about a little bit of news here in English, because very few people serve it up as we do. Now, it's going to be a mixed grab bag because it's been more than a week and a half since we were last together. Children of the Corn, we have a lot to talk about in English. Now, as you know, and you can get all of this information at GenCat as well, everybody. But the voting is going down mañana here in Catalonia for our parliament. Remember that a couple of months ago, they could not come to a decision in reference to the fiscal year 24-25. And so enacted because of that was the snap decision to have elections here. It is being claimed again, but we shall see if that the socialists are going to take well, they're going to win the most votes. There's no way they're going to make absolute majority, is what that seems. And so let's see who they try to side with. As usual, where depending on from whence you hail, especially if you're listening to, if you're an English speaker, you're not usually used to so much coalition going on, you know, certainly not from the United States, not so much in Canada. But it does happen, of course, especially here in European democratic governments. So we believe in democracy. We believe it. But when we see crap like what's going on, like U.S. investigations claiming that Israel may have violated international law in Gaza, using U.S. weapons in ways that were inconsistent with laws. The investigation is ongoing, but of course that does not stop the fact that Congress last week in the United States of America passed billions of aid for Ukraine, Israel, and a plurality of that has to only be reserved for aid to Gaza. And they're not sending any weapons because apparently Netanyahu, that POS, is making plans to go into Rafah, where millions of people have been sequestered for now months because they were told henceforth to go there. And now he is claiming that he will be doing this, which will be another yet violation of international law, which has prompted the United Nations to go ahead and start investigating Israel and its government, specifically not Israel, but the Israeli government and Netanyahu's administration for war crimes. Again, U.S., U.K., and European funds fund that. So not going to, let's, remember when we're freeing Palestine, we also specifically, for me, I really want to think about women children and journalists and gays in Palestine. But according to this, we also have major onslaught of Russian attacks over the night, over the weekend, and still planned for more of that. And the rest of the weekend, apparently, they're seeing the loophole closing in with the fact that Ukraine is low on funds. And so Russia's taking advantage of that. There are U.S. funds that are already arriving as of this weekend into Ukraine. So we'll see how far that goes. The other thing that my boy Pol mentioned was that the merging of powers between banking institutions did fell through. Did not. It actually fell through over the week, and that was between BBVA, if I'm not mistaken, and Banco Sabadell.
Correct.
Banco Sabadell, as my brother Paul just mentioned, is one of the few banks here in Catalonia. Thank you for that information, my brother. Who actually focuses a lot of their giving of loans and small business loans and credits and things of that nature to startups and Catalan businesses here in the region. And there are other banks, of course, who do that. But this merger falling through meant that BBVA, who, of course, is one of the larger banks in, well, frankly, Europe, said, oh, yeah, well, we're going to take this to the shareholders then and see if they want to take it and buy it. So that drama will continue after the weekend, of course, because, you know, it's a bank holiday every Saturday and Sunday, at least here in Spain. But then there's other stuff that I want to talk to as well, because the ex-president of the United States, Donald Trump, was on trial in New York City for his fraud bank statement case, basically is what it comes down to, because he paid off porn stars. Well, the tune specifically was $130,000 and stuff of that nature, but he had it to funnel through his fixer, an attorney that I actually kind of admire now, named Michael Cohen. And this is the funny thing, and don't tell me because you know this motherfucker's a smoker, but the total that Trump paid him while he was in office as the president of the United States of America was $420,000. Now, all of that was written off as legal expenses, but it was not. This week, drilled on the stand was Lady Stephanie Clifford, otherwise known as her stage name, adult film actress and director and producer, and owner of the eighth top horse in the world, Stormy Daniels. Yes, she is actually a fine equestrian, and I did not know that until this trial. And she was grilled by the prosecution and the defense, and she gave it back to them so hard, like only an educated woman who's also a businesswoman and an adult film star could do. It was brilliant. And folks, I have to say that there is some coverage that, although I'm not a fan of their owner, CNN.com has done an incredible lockdown of what she talked to, and she held herself against them. At one point, they even tried to say that she was trying to make money off of this. And she said, like Trump with his selling of Bibles and all of the things. I mean, let's not remember, he still has those golden shoes for sale for $3.99. If anybody wants to buy that. Or his phallic-shaped new cologne. Don't even get me started. So that is going on. It looks like the prosecution will wrap up their case in this coming week. And that would then leave the defense. And we could have an ex-president of the United States of America found guilty for fiscal fraud that would intimate jail time. The only thing is that he's over a certain age and it's his first offense. Even though he's been committing crimes forever, decades, it would be his first offense. And so he could skip off jail time, which would then be another thing. But then there's the race at the same time, he's also campaigning. And I'll wrap this up really quickly because we've got a bunch of good music to get to with my boy here. But, and Cinema Talk, hello. But there's a woman named Kristi Noem. Now, she is the, oh my God, she is the governor of North Dakota. Now, we talked about this the other day, or South Dakota, excuse me. And we talked about this the other day because in this democratic country of the United States of America, where I shot out of my mother, we like to call ourselves the end all to democracies. And I want to make mention that the Dakotas have less than 2 million people that live there. Okay, and half of them are mandated by this woman named Kristi Noem, who, in any other terms, I guess many people would refer to her, certainly heterosexual men, as a MILF. These Dakotas have 4 senators representing them for 2 million people. Not too far away is the country, basically, the state of California, which has 41 million people, and by itself, on any given fiscal quarter, is the 5th largest economy in the world, away from the United States. California. They have 2 senators, 41 million people, 2 senators. The Dakotas, all Trump voters, 2 million people, 4 senators. This is not democracy. But anyway, this heifer is governor of half of them. She has been doing a publicity tour, which she canceled yesterday because she is in deep water for writing a scene where she talks about literally, and I was thinking about playing her reading this because she's also done the Audible book of this, of shooting and killing her dog, her puppy, a 14-month-old puppy named Cricket, which is Saltamontes, by the way. That's the insect. And this little dog, Cricket, was a hunter dog that she said ruined a hunt. So she got home, and she's reading this. You have to listen to the Audible if you hear about this, because this was Trump's main pick for vice president. Not anymore after this. But she says that she gets home angry as a hootenanny, and she slams the door, puts Cricket on a lead, and everyone in her farm who works there is like checking this shit out. She slams the door and runs Cricket, and she's reading this on the Audible, runs Cricket over the hill where it's not seen into a gravel pit and shoots it in the head. Then she comes back up. They see her come back up. And she sees an old billy goat that she says annoys her and smells. So she grabs the goat, es una cabra, for my international audiences here in Spain, and she takes the goat over the hill into the gravel pit, and she shoots the goat for smelling. Then she comes back over here, and a lot of people just like left the premises because they were afraid they might be next. And she talks about this as if she's trying to be macha muchacha, and telling him, thereby giving a hint over to Trump that, hey, I'll do it, it's necessary. She claimed that the dog was untrainable, and this is why she had to do this. And then go do the same thing to a billy goat. And this is why everybody ran away from the premises. Now, this is a beautiful demonstration of right-wing politics in the United States of America right now. Sign up to vote. You can do that if you're an American citizen living, which like about 15 million people are living outside of the country. You can do that at votefromabroad.org. Let's get to some music. Speaking of running away from the premises, this marks, and I threw this on last night. No, I was not stoned on my Instagram stories because this week marks 32 years that I bought my first CD. And it was a CD by a group called D-Light, shout out New York dance club history, called Infinity Within. It was also the first CD that was ever printed on recycled paper. So there was all about environment-friendly stuff. This was in 1992. This was their first single after their huge hit, Groove is in the Heart. This is Runaway with D-Light, and we've got director and musician Pol Miro coming right up. Hi, Runaway by D-Light. Sorry, brother.
Why don't we, 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 why don't we take me away? Release me from the cage. Free me from the pain. Why don't we, why don't we, why let me find the change. Why don't we, let's go. Stars and circles around the bad times. You splash your water on my fireside. The fortune teller told us to unwind. Come on, run away.
Run Away, Children of the Corn. That was Delight. 1992. Do you know where your children are? Speaking of Lucy Lou Barceló, I love you. I'm so proud of you. Happy birthday. And Pol Miro, I love you. I'm so damn proud of you. He's also a mentor of Cave. Shout out to Esther Jimeno, por favor, always. But director, musician, and with so much work going on, and he's a photographer as well. And I don't want to forget that as well. Pol Miro, thank you so much for joining us here on The Club on RCE 106.9 FM. How are you, bud?
Thank you so much for having me here.
Honestly.
And, yeah, of course, thank you to Cabe, no? That unites people around here in Barcelona and also Madrid. They're starting there.
Represent, exactly. And that is one of the points. And in fact, this is how we got to know each other the other day. In fact, we had a nice long, actually, and I want to apologize that my little dog was not on her best behavior. She likes boys. What can
so
I say?
cute.
She is a cutie
She's
patootie.
beautiful. Yeah.
But mate, I was really shocked by. I mean, this child. He's 17 years old. I just want everyone to know he's 17 years old. He's not. He's legal tender. But you have actually, and thank you for being here because you actually had a busy morning.
Yeah.
But you have so much that was popping off. In fact, you were just played a slate of shows. You've got a new single that we're going to be outroing at the end of the hour as well, and you got some stuff that's popping out on Film In. Now, he and I spent our whole meeting the other day talking music and history. And then at the very end, we're talking some cinema. And then I realized he didn't know that I'm an exuberant fan of Film In. And by the way, Children of the Corn, not only is Film In one of the original film apps in the world, because it started in 2013 here in Catalonia, but it's a local thing. And you know how we are up in here at the Club with Lucas, so support local. Okay. But you've got a short film that was actually screened, and for a moment there, when we were speaking about it, I seriously thought I had seen it because I'm a Sitges horror junkie. Junkie, the next level. Now,
I mean, I'm sure maybe you've watched it.
well, now, but tell me about it because I didn't know it was on Film In. So now,
Yeah.
because you hadn't said, and you sent me the link, I'm like, what? Whoa, I already have this. So, how did this come about? And then I want to get into the music, but I was really moved by that. First, I guess we should go for the nitty gritty. Where were you born and where are you from? Right?
Yeah, well, I was born in BCN, Barcelona.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been actually my whole education. All my friends and family are apart from the States. I was raised here, born and raised in Barcelona, but with an American education. I had such a great luck to study with American people. Dentro de lo que cabe, bien igual.
U.S. American people.
Yeah, U.S. American people, North America, and
And with what it, yeah.
and I have also family there, and all of the influence, history, political, and music comes from there, especially. Yeah.
Is there a specific moment of history that you not a moment of history, but music history that you really love?
60s and 70s.
Really, why?
Yeah. I'm such a, as you say, junkie of J.J. Cale, and I'm in love with that man. He's dead, poor guy, but I'm in love with a dead man. Yeah.
And how did you find out about J.J. Cale, yo?
I think almost everybody does through Eric Clapton, because he did a lot of his cover songs and covered a lot of special songs like Cocaine that made Slow Hand famous almost.
Exactly,
And
but what is it about J.J. Cale then?
there's a special
I
sound
did
about
not
him.
expect that.
There's a special sound about him. He mixes even funk, soul, and a little bit of, maybe you could say, jazz into blues music and country music, and all of that mix is great. Nobody sounds like him. It's just
Blues is one of the things I'm noticing as I listen to your music. We're going to get to just a little bit of that in just a second. But blues is one of the things that really fuels and funnels a lot of what you do. But not just, okay, no. But the whole elements behind blues.
Yeah,
And a lot of African American roots rock as
Mm-hmm.
well.
I'm glad you mentioned that. You just sang that part. No, we all always think about blues. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's 12-hour blues.
Well, my
or
baby loved me,
class-
yeah.
But I mean, that blues is great. Don't get me wrong,
Hells
of
to the
course.
yeah.
But I really like the other part of the blues. You know, the more fusion blues. Take about you mix all the good things like J.J. Cale did, and I like. I don't like complex progressions, so maybe my music is a bit linear to many people, a lot of people. But I don't know, it just resonates in me. I just connect with that simplicity a lot.
You seem to connect with a lot because you've got the connection with cinema, you've got the connection with still photography, you've got the connection with music and blues as well. Now, a lot of this, I believe, through what we did with our pre-interview, was, probably inspired by family members as well.
My father played
Exactly,
guitar, yeah, since I was a
exactly,
little
man.
kid. He stopped playing because I believe he told me many times
Because he had you.
no, his
I'm
his
just kidding.
his father broke his guitar, and he stopped playing for many years, and he started to play again when he was 40. So yeah, that's a tragic
Why did
story.
his father do that? You're not going to do anything in your life with this kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, kind of, yeah, 100% that. Yeah, see,
And that caused a trauma.
it caused a trauma, and then he bought a new guitar when he was already like 45 or something. And then I
Parents-
saw him playing, and I wanted to play too.
Parents, be conscious. That's just, you know what? Mm-mm. Now, one of the things we were talking about in the song break before we get into a song that's actually streaming now. Again, we're all good platforms are streaming. Of course, we rip ours and get my information from Tidal and Spotify. But when you're referencing those kinds of things, and you live in where you live, and you work in all the different stuff that you offer, you're never stopping. In fact, he's working on a short film right now. Are there moments where you realize, or was there a specific moment rather, when you realized, since you are only 17, that, yeah, I need to be doing something the creative way? Was there a moment that you knew this, perhaps? I'm just wondering.
I mean, I think a lot of people that are listening here, and they're also creative people, I think they will understand me when I say this, that from the start, from many years ago, you feel that you feel so connected to creating stuff, even if it's drawing or making music since you're a little kid, or doing whatever, creating. I told the other day, one of my friends, he's an engineer, and it's very different from creative people. No 100%, pero.
Yeah.
And I told him, look, I know you will feel fulfilled in an office working with a lot of big projects and numbers and maths and whatever, but for me, I just can't imagine myself not creating things, even if it's a simple drawing, as I said before. But I just need to create stuff, and when I don't create, I just don't feel alive. I don't know. It's
Do you
weird.
chalk any of that out of, just because I'm curious of that, to having that U.S. American or North American education?
I think in my school they promoted a lot the creativeness and thinking outside of the box. Yeah, since I was a little kid. Yeah, and your laptop here, it was one of the first laptops we used in school. And I at recess, with one of my friends, we filmed a lot of stuff with the laptop. We used the laptop as a
Walking
camera.
around, yeah.
It just brings me back to that time. Oh my god!
And the reason why I keep it is because it's the only one with the working CD, DVD, the last one right before 2012.
Yeah.
That does that. And unfortunately, that doesn't happen anymore because we've moved into a digital world. You work in a digital realm, actually, right? Even with your photography.
Yeah, everything's digital now.
Do you remember a time before the digital? Do you remember a time before that?
I remember. I'm 24, so I've
17.
I've been raised with a computer at home. No VOD, like no Netflix, of course, and stuff like that. But we had a computer at home. We downloaded movies and music.
Okay. But DVDs,
and
CDs, and all of that? No.
Yeah, we had
You
CDs,
did,
of course,
okay.
at home. Yeah, so I remember having a lot of CDs and CD player at home with the speakers and stuff. That's what I actually remember. And the first digital cameras, small cameras, the kind of stuff. But yeah, everything changed a lot. And I think it's positive because it helps a lot on for the workflow and filming and photography.
Well, how do you feel about AI? No, you know what? Hold on. I'm going to get to the single, and then we'll jump into that because that does affect a lot of the work that you're going to be doing for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
frankly.
people are very scared.
Aha. All right, folks. This is one of the ones that's racing up in the numbers. This is Candy by Pol Miro and released off of your first EP from last year. So we're going to play that right now. This is Candy by Pol Miro on RCE 106.9 FM right here in Catalunya. And we'll be right back, everybody.
fancy notions. Some flowers will get you through the day. It's easy. Just let me try again. Sweet as a summer breeze, tough as a cold ride in February. Leave your hideout, forget your pride, start again. Candy, keep singing your song. Don't let nobody come bring you down. Leave your hideout, forget your pride, start again.
Yeah, and that was Candy by Pol Miro. And you just mentioned some congas. I heard Latin rhythms, I heard blues guitar anyway. Let's talk about the music, the sound of that style, because I asked you right off the bat,
Yeah.
and if it's okay if I mention that with you now on live. I heard not old school, I heard new school, Steely Dan and John Mayer a lot in the sound. Is there a riff that goes through that
I mean,
musically?
yeah, I mean, a lot of Alex Benito, who's the lead guitarist, and me, we love
Alex Benito.
Yeah, Alex Benito. He's a fantastic guitar player, so good. He's amazing. We love John Mayer, Stevie Ray Vaughan, and
Austin, Texas, baby.
yeah, there you go. So we have that influence a lot. We hear like every day a lot of music, John Mayer and Eric Clapton and Robert Cray and all that kind of music, and we just like listen to that hours and hours and hours. So we are a lot deeply influenced by them. And yeah, of course, you can hear stuff that can remind you of those guys. And the congas, I love the congas. They're played by Nan Marcadet. He's our drum player. We recorded the EP in his studio.
Brilliant.
And he's a great player. He played with amazing musicians, Luis Jack, Serrat. Yeah, he's a great player. And we agreed, JJ Cale plays congas almost in every song, and that feeling of rhythm and mix of genres in blues, we love that. So we said we must add congas, and I mean, I love what they add to the story.
It goes right back to it again, to JJ Cale. I'm
in love with him.
I'm in love with the fact that you just mentioned the Robert Cray Band. Nobody in this studio in over 5 years has ever mentioned him, and I think we've only played him once because there's a song of the Truth About Cats and Dogs soundtrack that I absolutely love. Wow. Have you ever been to New Orleans or any of that area down there to get some, or Austin, New Orleans?
I've been
Louisiana, Texas?
I've been Florida, New
I'm
York.
so sorry. Are you okay?
In the West Coast.
Okay. West Coast is great. Shout out, Cali. New York blood and Texas blood up in here. But you haven't been to. I highly recommend. What about Nashville
No, I need look Nashville, Austin. I need to go there. Those both
and
places.
New Orleans
Yep,
for the blues,
for
man?
sure, for
oh,
sure.
my nerves. Okay, so let's get back to some of the other nitty gritty stuff, because when you're making, like when you're performing, and you're going to be performing later, I hopefully within the spring and summer. But when you're performing, when you're doing the songs that you're doing as well, and there's also a lot of brass sounds that also come out, inflections of that throughout your music. Do you specifically choose themes for that? Like, are you very specific on what you choose to play live?
What do you mean, like playing a live?
Yeah, like you're very selective in what you want, how you want to represent yourself. And when you're doing that, does the look play a part?
What do you mean?
Your
like,
look.
Look, no.
No, okay. Just
I'm just. Look, I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this the other day when we were playing live in Cardedeo, which is a few weeks from now. I just get very not nervous, but I just want to play music. I don't want to go there with a hat with a feather and whatever. All my respects to Stevie Ray Vaughan, of course,
and
but
Janis Joplin, because he took
Yeah,
it from
wow.
her. Okay.
ídolo. Huh?
Otra Tejana, just
Yeah,
saying,
yeah,
just
yeah,
saying.
wow. But I just want to play
I just wanna
music and
dance.
connect with people, but with music, I just
Hell
don't
yeah.
want to. I don't know, just.
Hell yeah.
And I think I got that also from JJ Cale. He was very austero, no? With
Austere.
yeah, with all this famous kind of live and stuff. He always said no to all of that. Of course, I'm not famous, and I don't pretend to be anything of that. But I just want to play music.
You mentioned that the creative process in general is just something that you've always had to do. You've always just felt that. Perhaps it was through both sides, educationally and familiarity. But I wonder, when you're also creating this kind of stuff, like we're going to play another track in just a second called "Keep It Low." Loved it. And that's why I chose that
Thank you
one.
so much.
That's why I wanted to choose that. And it's actually the intro, if I'm not mistaken, to the EP. Si mi ricordo bene.
Yes.
But when you are crafting this stuff and you're keeping in the artist way, the creative way, as we say, does any part of you ever feel or get the tug of, well, shit, I know my parents really want me to make money.
No.
Okay, awesome.
No, because I also have my filmmaker work,
And
so
this is what I want to talk about after.
I'm active in that sense, so my parents are not nervous about it.
You're also an
But-
educator on top of it all. On top of everything else, Children of the Corn, as an educator. So there's so much that you're doing. And that, like I said, it inspired me when I left, because sometimes as a man who's forever 39, I sometimes get worried lovingly about my younger brethren and sisterin. So it was inspiring to know that we got the momentum going. Let's play this song, Keep It Low, and then talk about not only that, but Point Jordan
Oh, okay.
and the theme behind it.
Let's
The
go.
incredibly ugly actor that's also in it. Not. And so much more that you're doing. And we'll talk about the Blues Gamblers and wrap it up. But folks, this is yet another track off of his EP. This is Pol Miro. This is the song Keep It Low. And remember, you can get this where all good music is streamed, and right here on 106.9 and rce.cat.
Keep your love down low. Keep your love down low. You don't want any trouble anywhere you go. Keep your love down low. Don't let her see. Don't let her know that it can be. Hide it on the knee. Keep your love down low.
Yeah. And public education is about 100,000 to 200,000. I'm a twin. You can, I mean, so when I hear that, I'm just like,
Yeah.
wow. The Blessings of Keeping It Low by Pol Miro. Now let's talk about a little bit of this because I also want to talk about Point Jordan because, well, can we just talk about that? Is that all right?
Yeah, we
Let's
can
make
talk
mention
about
of it,
keep it
son.
low a little bit. And,
Okay,
un
so tell me
segundo.
about that. Why keep it low?
I mean, it talks about that moment when you meet someone and you're great with that person, but you don't want to. You just don't want to ruin it. So it's ese miedo that
Is
you're
that
scared of falling in love, right?
So,
Of letting go and just falling in love with that person, because maybe you're gonna ruin it, or just that's that moment where you're scared.
it's
it's
out of walking in fear.
Yeah, so just keep it low and just let it be as it is. Don't go any further. That's the song.
Could Keep It Low be maybe another refrain for slow your roll?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So it's that kind of theme. Yeah,
Do you
I think everybody connects with that in some way.
Do you rush in fast in those situations? Or do you keep it low?
I kept it low for a long time.
Amen.
So that the song comes from that. So yeah, I did very long time. Too much.
If that's the case, then does a lot of your music come from self-reflection and what you're going through?
Yeah, that EP and that
In specific.
Yeah, that EP in specific comes from
Okay.
a certain experience. So it comes all from one same point. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Want to talk about that experience, or we pass that one?
No, I mean it was a relationship. It was
Oh,
a
okay,
beautiful
rock on.
relationship
Amen.
with a great person, but that fear and things from the past come in between and mess things up, and is exactly that kind of reflection about
I have
that experience.
no idea what you're talking about. I'm just living it as we speak. So, like I mentioned, you do as well photography. You are an educator. You are a singer-songwriter, and you've got your EP. You've got concerts coming up in the future. You have a new film, your latest film rather, which screened at a recent Sitges Film Festival, is now on Film N, called Point Jordan.
Correct. Yeah.
Wow.
I just want to
Please.
shout out to, because when I hear
So many.
music I
It's
just want to make a
insane, yeah.
shout out to all the people that I work constantly with a lot of people.
So please
So
do
I'm
that
not
shout
alone
out.
in this.
Amen.
I hate just the
Yeah.
spotlight because I don't like it. Because in our job or everything, we are always
industry,
surrounded by a lot of people that help us, and we help entre todos. So it's just a shout
love
out
the
to
empathy.
everybody, to my band, to all the crew, everybody who always helps a little bit, even if it's just one small thing. So I just want to say that. Thank
Amen.
you.
And I love that humility. I also love the fact that on top of that, speaking of Film In with Point Jordan and the new short that you're working on, but we won't talk about it because I don't think we can yet. What inspired you with a short film at such a young age as well?
Well, I think when I started doing some those kind of shit videos you do when you're a kid at home or in summer or whatever, I just felt so disconnected from reality when I was doing that kind of videos and stories, and I just like that feeling of being outside of my reality, and I enjoy that so much, even if it's weird sounding, no? But I really enjoyed that separation from my real world. So I just wanted more of that, and I said, I mean, if making movies is this, I wanna do it.
And then it leads to creating something like Point Jordan, which incidentally is not just also very moving, but cinematographically, it's. Where did you shoot this? Can I ask? May I ask?
Yeah, it's all shot here in Catalonia.
Mat-
Yeah, all around it.
Shout out. Wonderful place for shooting
Yeah.
cinema. Just we have to pump out the industry, please. And thank you, Catalan Films.
Yeah.
And Academia de Cine también, aquí en España. Wow, I mean, en Catalunya específicamente. Okay, so really quickly, because we have to start wrapping up, but
Okay,
what is the
let's go.
element of this, if you can talk about it, and then everybody in Film In, who has Film In, check it out. Point Jordan.
Point Jordan.
Esther, just shut up. Tell me quickly about that, please, sir.
Uh,
What you can, of course.
Well, it's my, how do you say it in English? My final degree project. I don't know the.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Your thesis project?
The
was
thesis,
this?
yeah. And so we filmed it 2 years ago, 3 almost already, and it was very hard to make it because our school didn't really no confiaba en el proyecto.
They didn't trust the project.
They didn't trust the
confide in
project, at all.
Really?
No, so they didn't want to help us financially with the project because the thesis SCAC, my university, they give a certain amount of money to each thesis, but they didn't want to invest in our project. So, I said, at least please lend us the material, the cameras, the lights, and everything. So we compromised, and we finally could do it. It was almost impossible, but we did it, and I mean, it was very hard, but we had a result. And shout out to Miquel Garrido, the DOP, director of photography. He did an amazing job.
Yes.
It's a black and white, beautifully crafted and wow, and filmed. It's just, I'm in love with Miquel. Thank you.
And the fact that you were able to get this as well from there to Citrus Film Festival on the Film In is not without, as you said, people helping along the way and getting that. But it also shows a matter of tenacity that you have. If there's anything that you're... Queen walked in just now. 2 queens walked in. But if there's anything else that you would say, and I know it was a kind of cheesy question, but if you could go back 10 years ago to your teenage self, what would you tell that boy?
Wow. I mean, just keep doing what you do. No, there's a song, no, que habla que dice esto. Just keep doing what you do, and just really believe in your instincts.
Okay. Ooh.
Because when I stopped believing in my instincts, things went wrong. So just, trust in yourself in that way, in that manner.
Mr. Pol Miro, I'm not gonna keep pumping because he doesn't like that so much, because everybody helps along the way. Like Hillary Clinton says, it takes a village. But you can catch Pol Miro's Point Jordan, Citrus screened film festival, Point Jordan as well, on Film In, and get that wonderful app. Remember, support local, think global, but support local. And you can also hear Pol by himself, Pol Miro, and his band, the Blues Gamblers, as well, on Spotify and anywhere good music is streamed. You can also catch him live. He's going to be playing, you said, in a few weeks at, I forget what you said, excuse me.
We're going to play in Cardedeu too.
Cardedeu.
And in the Jazz Festival.
And the Jazz Festival there as well. And again, look up Pol Miro and Blues Gamblers all over Instagram and all that good stuff as well. In fact, this is one of their latest singles. It's a live track that they're tracking out right now, and this is called Off My Soul. We're going to shout out with that. Thank you so much for being here, Mr. Miro.
Thank you guys for listening. And thank you,
Hails
Lucas,
to the yeah. We are here for that. And folks, we will see you same bat time and channel next week, but also in a few minutes as we kick off the BCN Brunch Fest with Lady Tawi Vons. We'll be right back.
I've been traveling all around since you've been gone. Though stuck in my hometown with my thoughts not alone. Seems like you knew much more. You wake me up, put me to sleep. Is it one more headed stone, or we will actually meet? One, get off my soul. Get off of my soul. Gotta go to the left, I go to the right. I can't stand it. Should I hide? Some say I'm lying. Maybe it's true. I just can't say I'm walking down the line. Woman, get off of my soul. Woman, get off of my soul.